Welcome back, everyone. Mr. P here again, as per usual. I wanted to do something a little different today. I've been on a bit of a nostalgia kick lately. I went and downloaded the Android version of Chrono Trigger, which is basically just the DS version, and have been enjoying reliving that and the new script. Don't get me wrong, as much as I love the original SNES dialogue, this one seems a bit more polished. Anyway, I won't be talking about the Chrono Trigger port today. Instead, I'll be talking about the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster series. Came out on PC in February of last year, but just launched on console April 19th, 2023. Just finished playing through the first one, the OG Final Fantasy, several days ago, and wanted to give my thoughts on it. So, several years ago, around 2015, I believe, I dusted off my NES cartridge of Final Fantasy and played through it again with my standard party of Fighter, Black Belt, Black Mage, and White Mage. Good times to be had for sure, but it's pretty obvious how gaming has changed over the years, to say nothing of how the series has changed. There are a lot of quality of life issues that are sort of taken for granted in even the SNES titles that are very much not present in the original. Still, it's a fun game and retains its old school RPG challenge even today. God forbid you don't carry enough healing items into a dungeon or use too many spells on the world map and don't have a cottage. Unless you're a party of mostly non-magic users, it's gonna be rough. Unless you enjoy that kind of pain, then have at it.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Of course, all of this has been tweaked and modified in the remaster. A lot of what's in this version is taken from the Game Boy Advance Dawn of Souls port, such as the Bestiary, but there are no bonus dungeons this time around. Character sprites are very much modeled after the original sprites on the NES, and the pixel art from the bridge scene is still a classic. Unfortunately, the scroll speed of the text in the scene and the epilogue are still painfully slow.
It's been 84 years.
Fortunately, there have been many quality of life adjustments. For example, if an enemy has been targeted by multiple party members and it dies before their turn, they no longer swat at the air like they've been drinking too much of Uncle Jemima's pure mashed liquor.
What you swatting at?
Also, there are several boost options. If you're one of those people that enjoys a level 1 challenge for some reason, you know who you are.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Then you can tell the game you don't want any of its filthy XP. Keep it to yourself. And if you're feeling really adventurous, you can tell it to keep its filthy money too.
Sorry, Charlies. You can just keep your filthy bastard Indian money.
Filthy bastard Native American money.
Oh, right. Sorry about that.
Encounters can be turned off too, so if you're sick of dealing with low-level monsters that aren't worth your time, then you either go into the menu and shut them off, or just click R3. If you're like me though, and time is a premium, what with working a full-time job and having a wife and kids, you crank Gil up to 4x, wait till you defeat Lich, go get the float stone from the ice cavern, go get your airship, turn off encounters for the Citadel of Trials, go get your job upgrades, then crank that XP up to 4x and start pummeling the ever-living bat snot out of everything. Yes, even in this version, the Master is a DPS beast, especially after casting haste on him. At 99, he basically one-shots the fiends. Look at it! Look at the numbers! Did I mention there's a map now too? Thank God for that, because the original didn't have one, unless you drew it out by hand or followed someone's ASCII artwork from a walkthrough online back in the day. Trap tiles are gone, replaced by sprites, which you can reset and fight over and over again, except for Evil Eye in the Ice Cavern. He never resets, so no more farming him to level quickly. Though, if you're running the bridge in the Flying Fortress to encounter Warmech, you'll level up plenty at 4x just trying to get the jerk to spawn, though he ran away from me before I could kill him. Let's see, what else is there? Oh yeah, you can switch from the remastered soundtrack to the original chiptune music if you like. Just depends on how nostalgic you want to feel. I love the original sound chip, don't get me wrong, but the remaster music's pretty great too. Can't go wrong with either one. Oh, and did you ever hate the fact that your 4K Ultra HD television didn't have scan lines? You didn't? Oh. Well, you can turn a filter on for that if you want. Why not? Whatever floats your boat. As to be expected on console, there are achievements. Fortunately, none of these are hard to do and none are missable. They boil down to finish the main story, get all the treasure chests in the game, and fill up the bestiary, which is the most obnoxious one, due to some abysmal spawn rates for some enemies. Some were almost as bad as Warmag, which originally had the 1 out of 64 chance. Still, doesn't take too long now that you can have run enabled by default. Well, that and the fact that running is a thing at all now. That's about it. If you enjoyed the old school version on NES, or if you ever played the original, it's probably the best way to play it. It's also a great game to play if you played Stranger of Paradise and want to know how the story ends. Really, I recommend playing both. Stranger of Paradise has a pretty good conclusion that explains the situation in this game nicely. All in all, I recommend picking this up, but get the bundle. Don't buy them all one at a time. You'll end up paying way more than you need to. Not saying $75 is cheap, but it's less than paying almost $100 for all 6. Anyway, that's going to be it for now. About to start working on the Final Fantasy II Pixel Remaster next, which I remember almost nothing about, and only finished it once in college back in 2005. So it's going to be a fun one to get back into. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.